Don't judge a book by its cover. I totally believe in this phrase, but when it comes to YouTube thumbnails, I have to reconsider, and even you have to reconsider. Because people do judge a video by its thumbnail and you can't change the fact. But what you can do is make your thumbnail better. I have been on YouTube for almost 3 years and I'm constantly experimenting with my thumbnails. And in all these years, I have learned so many things about thumbnails, like how they work and will work in the future. And in this video, I'm going to share 8 of those thumbnail tricks that have helped me improve my CTR. Although I do understand that there are rumors that thumbnails might go away, but till the time they aren't, follow these tricks. The first trick on this list is to showcase the result. You can find hundreds of videos on YouTube on the same topic and you want people to click on yours. Then you have to build credibility. How? By proving that your video is going to help people on, and bring them results. And the best way of proving is by showing them results through your thumbnail, even before they start watching the video. Let me explain this with the help of an example. In this video, I have shared the process of adding text to Instagram Reels. And if you notice the thumbnail, you will see that I have attached the proof where I have shown the screenshot of a reel with text in it. Now, this is not the only video on YouTube that teaches people how to add text to Instagram Reels, but there's a high chance people will consider my video over the other videos because I have built trust through my thumbnail by showing them the result in it. And people will trust my video and click on it. And if you look at the CTR of this particular video, you will see that I am not blocking. The formula is simple. If you are teaching something through your video, build credibility by showing the result in your thumbnail. Suppose you are making a video on how to add subtitles on Instagram stories. Then take a screenshot of you actually adding the subtitles in your story and add it to your thumbnail. It is that simple. That simple. Now the next trick is to show emotions. You can't even imagine how big a role our emotions play in our activities, and that includes clicking on a video. Now what if I tell you that you can use your emotions in your thumbnails and make them clickable? Yes, you can. What you have to do here is grab attention with emotion. No matter what video you are sharing, add your face to the thumbnail. No, I'm not asking you to add a random selfie, but add a photo where you are giving an expression. And that expression should be relevant to the video. For example, take a look at this video where I talk about newly changed algorithm of Instagram and how it is causing so much trouble to creators. And just to match the essence of the video, I have used a picture of me being disappointed. Now, if the picture of me was not there, people probably would have scrolled down without even noticing it. But here, my face on the thumbnail makes them stop scrolling. Actually, my emotions, thus grabbing their attention. I have done the same trick in these videos as well, and the CTR is pretty impressive. What you have to do is just use an expressive face of you in your thumbnails, and that's it. With that, let's move on to our next trick, and which is to use contrast colors. When you create videos on YouTube for a long time, you eventually become a well-known face to your audience. And the chances they will click on your video as soon as they come across your video. But also when people scroll through YouTube, they usually go quite fast. So it is not a surprise if they scroll past your video without even noticing it. But don't worry, I have the solution. To make your video stand out from the others, give your thumbnails a unique touch. And let me tell you how. First, choose a color for your channel and then use that color inside your thumbnails. I have chosen neon green as my brand color and I use that color in all my social media platforms, including YouTube. If you check my channel, you will see that I use green in almost all of my video thumbnails, and doing this consistently for years has made people associate the color neon green with me, which makes them click on my videos, obviously. Now, while choosing the colors of your YouTube channel, you have to remember a few things. First, choose a color that is bright and sets you apart from others. Just like I chose neon green because not many people use it and also it's bright enough to catch attention. And secondly, do not choose YouTube colors like red or white if you want your videos to stand out. Consider colors like orange, blue, yellow, etc. Now, our next trick is to complement the title. When it comes to drawing attention, the thumbnail and the title both work together. And you have to make sure that they complement each other. Sounds complicated? Well, let me give you an example. Here in this video, my title says, which is the best Facebook ads bidding strategy? This title is strong, it has a question in it, and it raises curiosity. But what makes it even more powerful is the thumbnail, where I have said 99% don't know this. Here, most people will get curious by reading the title. They will want to know what is the best Facebook ad bidding strategy. And thumbnail will actually create a FOMO kind of thing because 99% don't know this, so they would want to know it. It will make people wonder what secret strategy I have mentioned here. And they will want to be a part of this secret. They will click on the video, and my CTR is the live proof of that fact. When writing your video title and making your thumbnail, always make sure they are related and they are complementing each other. Both titles and thumbnails play a huge role in increasing CTR. So make sure you pay attention to the title as well. Moving on to our next trick, which is to use arrows and markers in your thumbnails. A thumbnail has a lot of elements. Here, by elements, I mean text, images, and stickers. When people look at a video thumbnail, not necessarily they observe everything sharply. So there is a chance they might overlook the important element that actually makes the thumbnail interesting. So what are you going to do? You're going to mark them. Marking helps you catch attention. Remember marking important lines in posts so that you notice them or prioritize them even more? This trick is pretty similar to that. Just like in this video thumbnail, I have shown proof that I have actually a big number of followers and I marked that number with a red circle. Now that's why people will notice it at first glance only. And I use this trick in many thumbnails like this one, then this one. And the CTR is pretty noticeable in these videos. The formula is very simple. Mark the important element of your thumbnail with an arrow or marker and people will notice it first. This also increases the chance of people clicking on the video. Now moving on to our next trick, which is to use minimal words. Congested thumbnails attract no one. Rather, they drive people away. No, I'm not kidding. If you see a thumbnail with a whole paragraph in it, would you stop scrolling to read that? And nobody would. And I'm not even talking about clicking the video to watch it. I'm just asking you if you will read it. There's a measurement of everything and that includes text on the thumbnail. If you want your thumbnail to be attractive, use minimal text. The sweet spot is below 30 characters and try not to exceed that number. And also if you have a habit of writing your entire title in the thumbnail, then it's time you should step back because nobody reads that many words. The thumbnail is more about graphics and you don't want those pretty visuals to get covered with text. So my advice would be to use keywords in your thumbnails rather than using big sentences. And also keywords catch attention and that's the goal of a thumbnail, right? Now our next trick is to use before and after thumbnails. There's no better way to get clicks on videos than by making people relate to the thumbnail. And in this trick, I'm going to tell you how you can make people relate through thumbnails. As we discussed in the first point, how showing the result in the thumbnail attracts people. But there is a way you can make this more effective by showing people the beginning stage. For example, I made a video about how you can scale your Facebook ads and make profits from them. And if you look at the thumbnail here, I have used two different pictures, one from before I scaled my Facebook ads and another one from after. Now when people see the first image, people who have not been able to make profits yet will relate to it. And when they see the second image, it makes them curious because they want to reach to that number. This trick works because people see that you were also at their place someday and now you have achieved the goal that they also wish to achieve. And this makes them click on your video because they now trust you. Now let's move on to the next trick, which is to make your thumbnails over dramatic. I mean, who doesn't like drama? It's an element that makes life fun. And if you want to make your thumbnails fun, then the way is to make them not just dramatic, but over dramatic. And it's way too simple. When you're using photos in your thumbnails, make sure to give your over dramatic expression. If you check out my channel, you will see I use over dramatic thumbnails in about all of my videos. Expressions catch attention very quickly, and when the expression is over dramatic, it works even faster, and that's why it makes people click easily. So try to include dramatic expressions in your thumbnails. Overall, these are just try and error methods. It's not magic that if you cast a spell, your CTR will automatically increase. Rather, you have to keep practicing and experimenting with your thumbnails. And there is no rule that says that doing this will work and doing this will not work. Thumbnails work differently for every channel. You have to experiment to find out what works for you. And I'm sure I have given enough options to experiment with. Now it's your turn to make them work. But also remember, if you want your CTR to improve, only working on thumbnails would not help. You have to make sure that your title game is also strong. If you want to know how to get your title game strong, then check out this video. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button. And if you are seeing my face for the first time, also hit the subscribe button. You won't regret it. Until next time, bye-bye.